are you? Is Senator Marsha Blackburn with us?
Yes, I am doing well, and I'm glad to join you. And you are right. We're trying to make certain that the Senate Judiciary Committee abides by the rules. Quite a novel idea, right?
Dick Durbin was embarrassed yesterday. I got to ask you about him. I know the rules of the Senate are never to speak ill of another senator, but I want you to know, number one, we've got a brand new affiliate in Spartan, Tennessee this week, News Talk 1050 AM in Sparta. We know that's close to the 40 and serves Nashville as well, and so we're glad to have them on board with us, Senator Blackburn. We've just got all of Tennessee covered. I'm going to have to get a studio down in Nashville, maybe do a little recording and. Yeah, but, you saw that yesterday. Dick Durbin has taken over for Senator Feinstein as the chair, and he keeps cutting off the Republicans. How long is that going to go on for? Or Tom Cotton took his head off, but I want him to be like Brave Sir Robin.
One of the things that we are doing is pushing the effort for the Senate Judiciary Committee to abide by the rules of the committee. And what had happened was previously during a debate, Dick Durbin cut Tom Cotton off and didn't let him have his say, likewise Tom Tillis, and then moved for the vote. And what we are doing is pushing to make certain that the rules are abided by, that all members are going to be heard. I mean, this is just unbelievable that you would actually have a committee where the members would not be heard. And bear in mind, it's not like the Democrats have a majority of 10 votes in that committee. It is a 50-50 committee, but because of the vice president, a 50-50 Senate is the majority goes to the party of the vice president.
Well, we get that, but normally the party of the vice president, normally every senator abides by the rule when they're in the chair. And I have watched for years as Democrats have abused the rules in the minority. Now they're going to abuse the minority in the pseudo-majority that is a 50-50 Senate. And I'm just curious I want to get to the substance of Kristen Clarke in a second, whether or not the committee is meeting on how to organize resistance to Durbin. Because I think he'll fold. He folds like a chair. He's a beach chair of a chairman. He's Brave Sir Robin. Do you think he's going to fold on this stuff?
Well, we don't know. But what we do know is, pardon me, we can develop our game plan, which we are doing. We can challenge, we can push for the Senate Judiciary and indeed all committees to abide by the rules. And you know what, Hugh, that is what we're going to do. What the Democrats are doing, as they know they're going to lose the majority in 2022. So whether it's the House, whether it's the Senate, they are running like a bulldozer, trying to just force through their will, whether it's packing the court, whether it's H.R. 1, you name it, they are Green New Deal, they're just going to it.
Does H.R. 1 come through judiciary?
There will be parts of H.R. 1 to come through judiciary, yes.
Okay, great, because that will be a good show. I'll like that show. Yesterday, the House Democrats introduced a bill to expand the Supreme Court from 9 to 13. Just flat out court packing. They don't want to wait for the left-wing commission Joe Biden put together. They just want to, I want that to get the vote. I want every Democrat on the record about expanding the Supreme Court. That's an attack on the fundamental rule of law. That's the upending of everything we know to be about the sanctity of freedom and liberty in the United States if you just want to change the rules by adding left-wing judges. Do you want to get a vote on that in Vote-A-Rama at the next reconciliation, Senator Marsha Blackburn?
I think you'll see this one move as a standalone bill. The Democrats right now are very emboldened. They think they can get their way. They think the only way, their only hope of maintaining control is to get in here, and what are they going to do? They are going to try to force things through like H.R. 1 so that they federalize elections, so that they end up stripping your local election commission in your county of any power and any ability to run your elections. They would federalize this. So just imagine having an entity like the IRS running elections.
Well, let me
And
stick with me on court packing, because I think everybody understands court packing. HR1 is such a ridiculous monstrosity. I don't worry about that getting through. It'll never get 60 votes, and it's not reconciliationable. It can't get. I think maybe the Supreme Court could be reconciliationable by providing the funding for for 4 new justices. I'm not sure. I'm not the Senate parliamentarian. If the vote-a-rama comes up on reconciliation, will you offer an amendment to ban Supreme Court packing? Because I would like to see, and you're going to have another vote-a-rama, I would like to see every Democratic senator on the record on that.
Well, and we'll have our game plan. We will move forward with blocking them. Of course, the last vote-a-rama that we had, what did they end up doing? They stripped out the amendments, and then they went back to their original bill. And Schumer is already saying that is what they're going to do. And of course, what they're doing, Hugh, we all say elections have consequences, but this is election means punishment. And what they're trying to do is punish the American people, punish conservatives. And when it comes to court packing, they do not want an equal justice court. And that is one thing that your listeners need to bear in mind. This is not about equal justice. This is about, we want to nail you and all conservatives to the wall. And if you do not submit and if you do not conform, we're going to beat the hell out of you.
Well, I agree with that. That's the message. Loud and clear, that's the message. Now, Senator, I've got a petition over at hughhewitt.com to support election integrity and stand with Georgia. And now that Major League Baseball is a blue sport and Delta Airlines is a blue airline and Coca-Cola is a Democratic blue soft drink, we want people to recognize the Georgia law was a good law. It was a voter integrity law. It was balanced. It was fair. It was well thought out. There was a lot of debate. There was a lot of input. It's a fine law, and Democrats are running a propaganda war against it. Do you stand with Georgia and what they did? Do you think what they did was good state-driven voter reform?
Yes, I think that what Georgia did was to take the steps to make certain that everyone has the opportunity to vote and that all legal votes are counted and included in the process, and that votes that are not legally cast is something that is not going to be counted, because we want each person to have their vote and for that vote to be counted. And Hugh, when you look at what happened with Georgia, the clarity that they brought to cleaning up their law, something that they should have done on the front end, not the back end. And then you had, the word is Stacey Abrams kind of led the push to get this out, get the All-Star game out of Georgia and started this. Look at what she is doing to the people of the great state of Georgia.
Now, Major League Baseball decided to become a Democratic operative. Okay, so Rob Manfred, their commissioner, decided to line up with the Democrats and make it a Democratic sport. They have an antitrust exemption by act of Congress. I want that revoked. Ted Cruz has brought a bill to do so.
Filed that bill. Yeah, there are several of us that are on that bill. Yes.
And so when does that get a hearing? And because the Democrats don't believe in cartels, they should support you. Right, they should support you in getting rid of Major League Baseball's antitrust exemption. Have you had any Democrat co-signers on the bill?
No, we have not.
Did you ask them?
Well, they're always welcome. We would love to have bills that are going to be bipartisan bills moving forward, and there is an opportunity for them to join us on that, just as there is an opportunity for them to join some of my legislation dealing with online privacy and with Section 230. The Democrats are welcome to put the focus on good governance. We would hope that they would come to their senses and realize what these companies have done is wrong. Georgia was right to clean up their election laws They were embarrassed by what transpired in the 2020 elections. Other states are cleaning up their election laws. So now what are these companies going to do? Are they going to say half of our customers, half of our shareholders are center right, so we're just going to throw them to the curb and we're going to go all in with the leftists?
The customers are throwing them to the curb. Last question, Senator Blackburn. Yesterday, Jadeveon Clowney made a decision. I think it was a great decision. He decided to leave the Titans and join the Browns. I hope you will agree with me that the free market is a wonderful thing when one of the best defensive ends in football can leave Tennessee and come to Ohio.
Well, I think what he'll realize very soon is he's going to have less take-home pay, because in Tennessee we have no state income tax.
Well, we gave him enough money in Cleveland. I just got to say that the Cleveland front office did a good thing. Senator Blackburn, always good to talk to you. And to the people of Sparta, she's a frequent guest. You'll hear your own senator along with Senator Haggerty often on this show.